right, getting this thing set up here real quick. Just decided to go live. Yo, what's going on, Marcus? What's going on? All right, just want to get on here for a little bit, man. Talk a little bit about these fights last night, and some boxing coming up tonight. I'm actually not really paying attention to the UFC card tonight, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we don't have no women's fights tonight, so I'm going back to my one love boxing. Gotta watch my one love, man, boxing tonight. Halloween night. Yeah, man. So yeah, like I said, just want to get on here for a little bit this evening before the boxing comes on tonight. Um, just talk about these LFA 94 fights a little bit. Who Loveth, Patra Young, Reena Norville. Man, that was a solid knockout for Loveth Patra. So I want to talk about that. Then talk about the new champion. The new champion just dethroned Vanessa Deompoulos. That's Lapita Godinez. Good, I think I pronounced that right. Godinez, sorry. Lapita Godinez. Yeah, a few boxing. Yeah, definitely some boxing cards I want to see tonight. I want to see this Hannah Rankin versus Savannah Marshall. Savannah and Hannah. And then, of course, Derek Chisora versus Alexander Usyk. And then you got Tank Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz. Yeah, man. I'm just I was looking at some of this card now. This Usyk Chisora. The fights be starting early, man. Yeah, Hannah Rankin Savannah Marshall fight is actually going on right now. But I'm not like I said, I'm just kind of looking at that fight. I'm really interested in that Chisora fight and Usyk. I want to see how good Usyk is at heavyweight, man. Gary Baldwin, what's going on, man? Just coming on here for a little bit to talk this LFA 94. Give you my thoughts. I'm gonna still go back and do like some post fight analysis of both of these fights, man. But yeah, they definitely some fights I recommend y'all check out. Yeah, man. So yeah, real quick, just want to go back and talk about a couple of these fights on LFA 94. First up, as you know, Loveth Patrick Young. She scored a first round knockout over Reena Norville. And man, the one thing about Love Patrick, I love Patra. I love is her boxing skill, her striking skill, and she went in this fight just showcased some good counter punching, fighting off the back foot. She was facing a taller, longer fighter that was trying to come forward and put pressure on her, but she was able to handle it well. She was one of those fighters who Loveth Young. She definitely knows how to use her overhand right. She was the shorter fighter, shorter reach in this one, but she stayed very patient, picked her shots well. She let Reena Norville just come inside, and she was able to land that check left hook. Stepping back, and like I said, to cut the distance off, Loveth was just landing a nice overhand right, and Reena Norville, man, she never really tried to block that shot. Like it landed a couple times in the opening minute, and you know you could see that Loveth, she was just getting very comfortable. She was just getting very comfortable landing her shots, and she stepped in with another overhand right, and you could see it buzzed Reena Norville, and then Loveth followed up with another one and dropped her, and it was over, man. I was just like, wow, I didn't know she packed that kind of power, but I don't think it's just the power with Loveth Young. It's the fact that she was so precise. She's real strong too. If you look at her physique, she's a strong puncher and very very accurate with her strikes. So, like I said, I've seen Loveth fight, and she's a very solid boxer, moves nicely on her feet. Um, Reena Norville, like I said, she was just coming in there hands down, trying to put the pressure on the shorter fighter, hoping that would work. But uh, yeah, she really paid for it in the end. And yeah, yep, Gary. Like you said, both of these fights show why head movement and footwork is important. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, just because you're like a tall, long fighter and you're facing a shorter fighter doesn't mean you don't have to move your head. Just because you got that range and you're up high doesn't mean you don't have to move your head when you're fighting a shorter fighter. You got to go in there and you got to time it. You got to slip. You got to slip and counter. And I think that that wasn't something that Reno Norville they thought they could do. They thought they could just kind of come forward, use the height, and hopefully land some big shots on her and just put her on the back foot. But that's where Loveth is most impressive, on her back foot, because like I said, her boxing skill is very, it's very top notch, and that's like her. That's her strong suit. If you go back and look at some of her past fights, she's a very solid counter puncher. She could just sit there and pick her shots all day long if you're just coming forward. And again, like I said, if you're a shorter fighter like her, she utilizes a good overhand right, and that's what you need to get on the inside. If you look at her arms too, you can tell she's like a very solid fighter that can throw hooks. You can see those biceps. She's a very strong fighter. Yeah, I remember the Loveth Young. Loveth Young, she actually fought Vanessa Demopoulos. That was her last fight, and that was another close fight. A lot of people felt that Loveth did enough to win that one, but I think there were some moments where I think she let like the last round slip against Vanessa Demopoulos when she let her take her to the ground. When she let her get her to the ground, she was a little bit defenseless on the ground. So I think definitely that's something that Loveth has to work on is her takedown defense and definitely grappling skills. But all day long, she was piecing Vanessa up the same way, almost the same way Lapita was. But yeah, definitely, man, footwork is very important. I mean, you just can't go straight. You just can't go straight in. You can go straight in if you want. That's if you want to get tattooed up. But I mean, you got to come in there at angles. You just can't like keep your feet set inside a person's punching zone the way Reena Norville did. I think that man, I actually think that Loveth Patra, she could be a boxer. With the way with her precision punching and her footwork, she could be a boxer now, compete. Um, but the money's not there in boxing, so she's better off in women's MMA. Yeah, the fight wasn't posted on the UFC Fight Pass website. It wasn't on the card because they don't post the prelims they don't post the prelims on the UFC Fight Pass website. When they stream it, for some reason they just make them non-televised. But they gotta understand that people want to see these fights, and if LFA wants to give these fighters exposure, they got to put these prelims on the website as well. Just like ESPN Plus puts up all the UFC fights. The majority of the time they'll put up early prelims, then they'll put up prelims, and they'll put up the main card. So I think LFA needs to start putting the LFA prelims up. They need to put the preliminary fights up because this Loveth fight, if you want to see it, if you haven't seen it, you got to catch it on Loveth Patra Young, her Instagram, and that's where you can find her, Loveth Patra Young. Um, or you can go to her YouTube channel. Loveth Patra actually has a YouTube channel. It's called, I think it's her channel because I see her posting up here. It's Diva Fit TV News. If you go there, you can actually see the post. She posted it up today, and that's where I actually got a chance to sit down and get a clear look at it. Because I was trying to watch it, at work, on my phone, just looking at it, but I was busy, so I just got a chance to get a good, clear look at it again here on YouTube. And yeah, man, Love got hands, man. Love got some nice hands. Your decision will matter. So definitely shout out to Love Patrick Young. Want to see more from her. Want to see her get a rematch with Vanessa, if Vanessa wants to, find like a comeback fight, or if not, Sammy Hughes. I'm a fan of Sam Hughes. If y'all haven't seen Sam Hughes, I did a little highlight finish for her on a segment of my last episode because she had a good finish, and she's a solid striker as well. Definitely a solid striker as well, Sam Hughes. So between these ladies, we got strawweight now like Sam Hughes, Loveth, Lapita. These are fighters with some solid striking skills. So you're gonna see some nice, exciting strawweight fights in LFA. What the comment section? What y'all say? Gary, Vanessa reminds me of the early days of the UFC, one-dimensional BJJ guys everywhere. Yeah, man. Got a lot of heart. Vanessa, I love that. I love her. I love her character and her approach and her ability to keep going. But she's got to work on that head movement. She's got to work on the striking. I think she doesn't have a full grasp of that yet. And just somebody coming from the boxing background, it's easy for me to just say that. You got to work on that, and it's obvious. We can talk about that fight in a minute, though. All the rage, George Page. What's going on, man? Thanks for hitting up the Cash App too, man. Loveth sent me the link to her fight last night. Cool. Also on Facebook. All right. So yeah, y'all heard it there. It's on Facebook as well. Y'all can catch the fight on her Facebook. The thing I like about her too is her poise, how she's ready to strike. Man, it's very kind of reminds me of Guillermo Rigondeaux. For y'all, for the boxing heads, the Cuban boxer Guillermo Rigondeaux, how she's on the balls of her feet and how she's moving. How she moves off her back foot and she's ready to counter. But that right hand was no joke, man. She landed that solid right on the chin, and when she dropped Reena, when she rocked her the first time, then she landed another big right and dropped her. She was out, and Reena Norville was kind of like, what you doing to the ref? But I was like, yo, you out. He had to jump in right then because she was out. He just saved her some extra punishment. That's just one of those. I know that's just one of those things. Sometimes fighters are like, they don't want to admit they just got knocked out, but it was obvious. So Gary, what you say? What you say? First time seeing Loveth fight, her seeing her fight, her striking looks different from most girls. Same feeling I got watching Alanda Lemos. Yeah, her striking is different because I think she's just on another level. You don't really see that many women fight like that. She fights more, like a boxer as far as how she keeps her stance. But at the same time, she's not flat-footed in there. That's why she's able to be so quick. She's quick to move in there. She's quick to move because she's on the balls of her feet. You don't see too many women fighting like that. I mean, like Joanna, she bounces. Joanna, she bounces around a little bit, but it's not the same way. Like she's more in and out. You can see that Loveth has that boxing background where she's moving out at angles and she's using that check left hook in there. So yeah, it's definitely something different on the women's MMA level. You don't see too many strikers like that. Oh, Marcus, it would be a good idea for some of these ladies to allow some of these boxers to help them incorporate head movement and footwork all day, man. Yeah, I'm always saying that, man, because if you watch how Reena Norville approached this fight, she landed a couple good shots in that opening seconds, like the opening minute, but she just got pieced up because again, somebody who has the grasp of the fundamentals was Loveth Young. Loveth Young is going in there saying, okay, I'm this shorter fighter, so I got to measure that distance. And I can't get her with the straight right hand, so I got to loop the overhand right. And that's something they teach in boxing. If you're dealing with a taller, longer fighter, you got to be able to loop that overhand right because you got to go over and you got to punch high. So, that's something I don't think they really teach in women, teaching MMA too much. They just teach striking. They don't teach too many people about the difference between punching low and punching high. And you can see like the upper body of somebody like Loveth Young, she's strong. So she's preparing for anything, to punch low or to punch high. And to throw that overhand right, that's how you coming down with it to bring power. You coming down with that thing to bring some power, because it loses steam when you just punch straight up. But if you come over with like a overhand loop, you bringing down that fist on it. You bringing down the impact, so that momentum is a lot heavier than going punching straight up. If that makes sense to y'all. But yeah, man. Again, shout out to Loveth Patra Young. I felt like she definitely put on a worthy performance to get into a co-main event now, or main event against one of these other top strawweights in LFA. Again, they should have televised this fight, or what I mean. They should have put this on the stream, because this was worthy. Loveth, she was a fighter that gave Vanessa Demopoulos a very tough fight, and they need to keep her. They need to keep her on the They need to keep her on the main card. I think she definitely has a style and a look that's gonna push their strawweight division forward. And from here, if Sam Hughes doesn't get a title shot against Godinez next, then I want to see Sam Hughes and Loveth Young fight. I'm a fan of both of these fighters and their styles, but that's gonna be a tough one to call. But I think that would make a good. I actually think that would be a good main event for LFA. They're putting a lot of these strawweights on the main card, so yeah, that would be a good main event. Sam Hughes versus Loveth Patrick Young. That'd be good. But yeah, moving to the main event last night, Lapita Young pulled off that upset. Boy, I'm telling you, man, this fight here, this was like Vanessa Demopoulos versus Lapita Godinez. This was like the perfect textbook fight to teach you how to beat a grappler, how to beat a striker. You got to make sure you got a jab. I think I say that in all my videos. I'm telling people you need a damn jab. A lot of people don't think you need a jab. They think you can depend on so many things, but a jab is like the most. It's the key, man. It's the key to any type of style. Is a jab. And this fight here, man, was just like a basic fight, basic 1-2 fight from Lapita Godinez on what you need to do. She was just throwing some nice, solid 1-2 straight up the middle, and was really just picking Vanessa Demopoulos apart. She was just able to pick Vanessa Demopoulos apart with these solid 1-2s. And I mean, like, the power behind Lapita's right hand, it was there. I mean, it was just the fact that Vanessa Demopoulos just has such a solid chin, because the impact when she hit her, you see how she would reel back into the fence. That's how much power she had on these shots. And I think that Lapita knew that after the first couple of minutes in that first round, she was like, "Oh, this is gonna be easy," because you see how she was just tagging with so many jabs. You'll get comfortable at a certain point, which I'm gonna bring up something in a minute when we get to that next round. But first round was just a nice, simple, textbook round of what you want to see a fighter do with their jab. If it's working, you keep using it. You pot shot, you pot shot, you pot shot, and then whenever they're not expecting you add in that right hand. And it was just a beautiful piece of work how she was just landing these shots in the first round up into the second round and into the third round of just the same thing. She wasn't really throwing too many kicks, taking too many crazy chances. There was a moment, I think it was the second round, when Vanessa got in that quick. She got in that quick little takedown where she did the like a reverse triangle, but no, Lapita, she jumped right back up and she was like, "I'm not falling for that." She was like, "I'm not falling for that." She got back up, measured that distance, and went right back to striking and boxing. And if you could see too, there was a lot of there was a big difference in the strength. In the strength here, Vanessa's a strong fighter, but Lapita, she was definitely strong in the legs and in the core. If you look at the core, uh, anytime like Vanessa went in for that clinch, you could see how Lapita would just kind of ragdoll her a little bit. She would kind of just throw her off and go right back to her stance. She'd go right back to judging that distance, because That's what you got to have. You know, like I said, you got to have strong legs to be able to have solid takedown defense. Let me look at this comment section real quick. Gary Lapita needs to diversify her striking, as she's expected the UFC call. Yeah, I think she does have a good solid striking variety, but I mean, you don't really need it if that person's not giving you any different looks. You know what I mean? Like Vanessa Deompoulos' head was just right there as an open target, so there's really nothing to do as far as switch it up. Like if you look at Miranda Magwood versus Liana Jojua, there were moments Miranda had to make adjustments, you know, to get past the right hand. You know, she had to dip out at different angles. She had to kick the body to get her to stop throwing the right hand. She had to go low with some leg kicks. But for real, man, like uh, Lapita, she didn't really have to switch up too much. She didn't have to switch up too much. She just kept on, you know, pot shotting and straight up the middle. I would have liked to seen her try to close the show. I would have liked to seen her try to close the show because you know Vanessa, she's not a fighter you want to carry, and she saw that in like the fourth round. This is something I don't like. You know, sometimes when fighters get a little bit cocky, she got a little bit cocky. You know, Lapita started talking to the commentators. You know, she started talking to the commentators. I think when she got hit with like a knee or a kick, she was like, "Oh, it wasn't a kick." She was talking to him, and then she got caught. You know, she got caught. She got cut, and I was like, okay, see what you're doing. I was like, the minute you start talking to the commentators to break your focus, you're gonna get caught with something. And like I said, she's not a fighter that you want to carry or count out. Like she's never that hurt where she can't focus. She's always gonna be in there unless you get her out of there. Oh wait a minute, hold on. I think Godinez versus Young will be the next title fight. Yeah, that would be a good fight. If they put her in there, that would be a good fight. Norville has some good kicks. Just need to work on her takedowns. Yeah, she landed some good body kicks in there. Yeah, she landed some good body kicks. Marcus watching Savannah Marshall boxing the mess out of Hannah Rankin. Oh wow, yeah. I just took a look down at my phone. She got dropped. Damn. Hang on, y'all. Let me see this knockdown here. Oh wow. Damn. Referee stopped it. Marcus, it's on the zone. Yep. Oh wow, man. What round was that? Savannah Marshall just stopped her in what round? Was that round six? Damn, Savannah Marshall, man, she's racking these wins up. She's racking these wins up, man. Yeah, yeah, Marcus. They fought in the amateurs, so Savannah Marshall beat Clarissa Shields in like the amateurs, so I could definitely see them on a collision course. They definitely building her up for a collision course with Clarissa Shields, and she's banging too, man. I mean, she's stopping people too, which is definitely going to make it a lot more interesting because she's getting more knockouts than Clarissa right now. Damn, I'm just looking at this playback, man. Like, wow, man. Clarissa. Yeah, Clarissa's a more technical fighter, but Savannah Marshall has a nice little. She has some nice little pop on her shots, man. Yeah, they're definitely gonna put these two in the ring pretty soon, man. They're trying to build her up to getting this fight with Clarissa Shields, and this was for a title too. So yeah, they're gonna be fighting pretty soon. I think next year. What do you say, George? I think Shields and Hannah Gabriel should have a rematch. I don't know. I don't know. I'd rather see the Savannah Marshall fight right now. It was a seventh round. Okay, it was she was knocked down to seven, stopped in the seventh. Damn. Wow. Yeah. Because Clarissa fought Hannah Rankin. She didn't even stop her. So this makes it even more interesting right here. Damn. Okay. So yeah, man. Back to sorry about that. I was just checking out that boxing, checking out that replay. But yeah, man. Back to Vanessa Demopoulos and Lapita Godinez. It's like I was saying, man. When she got to that fourth round, Lapita was getting a little bit comfortable. And when you start to get comfortable in there against Vanessa Demopoulos, man, you might be in for a loss, or you might be in for an upset. So I think the fact that she started letting up in the fourth round, and she started getting a little too confident. That's when Vanessa found that moment to strike, and I think that a couple of the judges gave that round to Vanessa because they felt like she was doing a little bit more, and she started putting hands on her towards the end of the round. But that fifth round, Vanessa, she let her hands go. She came out, she started letting her hands go a little bit more and putting that pressure on. She started putting that pressure on Lapita. I think that Lapita at that moment needed to close the show because there were times when she was landing some nice shots and she was really rocking Vanessa. There was a point too where Vanessa got dropped. Well, I don't think she got dropped, but they were in the middle of a transition back to their feet, and Lapita was standing up. She got up first, and then Vanessa like stood up. As she was standing up, she got hit with like a two piece, and she got rocked real bad. And I was like, "This is your chance to stop her." So I was like, Lapita was doing a little too much carrying her throughout these rounds, but I think she was getting a little too cocky, letting her stay alive in these rounds and just continue to carry her and try to put on the show, which was cool. I know she wants to showcase her striking, but I was like, the longer you stand there with Vanessa, the more dangerous the fight is getting. Because Vanessa was game all the way to the end. But I pretty much had it 4-1. I almost had it 5-5 to zip. I felt that Lapita did enough work in there to, sweep the fight. But one of the judges had it a draw. I didn't see the fight a draw last night. I was like, what? What are they looking at? One of them gave it, I think it was like 74-74. I was like, this fight is not a draw. I think Lapita did enough just to outclass Vanessa Demopoulos. I mean, she showed a lot of heart, but other than that, I was like, besides the heart and the grit, Lapita just put on a solid striking clinic. Let me see, man. Hold on real quick. Let me see if she mentions Clarissa Shields here. I can't hear her mic, man. They got her talking at the post fight, but I don't think they have her mic'd up, man. Hold up, Marcus. If you're looking at Marcus, can you hear? Can you hear her post fight? There it goes. Boy, she's talking. Boy, she talking some trash. She just said that Clarissa don't want none of her. She said the only reason Clarissa got there, only reason Clarissa is the champion is because she got there first. But she's not better than me. Yeah, that fight's gonna happen. That fight's gonna happen next year, y'all. That's definitely gonna happen next year. Yeah, man. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go back and do a post fight analysis of Vanessa and Lapita, man. But yeah, it was a good, solid fight. Like I said, a lot of heart from Vanessa Deompoulos. You know, I love the heart on a girl. You know, she'll come in there and she'll come in there and fight her ass off. But she just needs head movement and better striking fundamentals. She really needs some very solid boxing fundamentals because there's some times in there when Vanessa's just getting tagged with shots, and you can see that she has no answer for it. Like, I'm still trying to see a good jab from her. You know, I think that she really has trouble figuring out like the timing in boxing. You know, I think she has trouble trying to set up a jab. You know, because the minute she gets hit, she goes right on the back foot, and even when she goes on the back foot, she's not like ducking or anything. You know, she's still getting tagged with shots. So it's really hard for Vanessa to get out of the way of these punches. You know, because I don't think she's really solid on learning. The fundamentals of boxing and striking. You know, because her footwork, she's quick. She's a quick fighter. You know, she can move, but what's quickness if you don't know how to get out of the way? You know, I mean, you can move back fast, but I mean, if you stay in a straight line, what good is that? What did you say, Marcus? I think it's going to be a fight between Clarissa and Savannah. Yeah, yeah, there's definitely going to be a fight. I'm telling you next year. I'm telling you next year it's probably going to happen. But yeah, this is actually Vanessa Demopoulos her second loss in a row. You know, if y'all saw the Contender Series, she lost. She dropped the decision to Corey McKenna. You know, that was her chance to get into the UFC, and she dropped the decision there because you know she was really getting outgunned and outclassed and outstruck by Corey McKenna. You know, Corey McKenna was hitting with some good kicks, some good punches up top, and yeah, again that was a good sign of where Vanessa Demopoulos needed to say, you know, I need to step it up with a striking coach or a boxing coach. You know, but man, did you see her face after this fight though? Yo, look at her face after this fight, man. She was really, really beat up, man. I mean, she had like 5 cuts. She had cuts on top of cuts in this one, man. Vanessa did, but she's still in there, man. So you know, I gotta give her some credit. But you know, Lupita's a new champion. Um, I'm a fan of that style. She was just in there throwing hands and showcasing some good takedown defense, smart IQ, smart fighter, good IQ. Up until she started getting a little too cocky, trying to play that game, talking to the commentators. But I think Lupita, her next fight would be a good one against Loveth Young or Sam Hughes. You know, they two good solid strikers. So if whoever she's fighting, it's gonna be a banger, man. What are you talking about? Oh yeah, Priscilla Cachoeira this morning. Yeah, yeah. Priscilla Cachoeira, like I don't know what it was. What was it? Was the bathtub thing? Or first they said it was the weight, then it was the COVID, but now it was the bathtub that KO'd her. Damn man, that sucks though. Like I mean, this Vanessa Demopoulos and Lupita Godinez fight made up for. I think it made up for both of those fights. Really, I mean, we missed that Vita Arteaga, Desiree Yanez fight that got canceled, and now Courtney Casey and Priscilla Cachoeira got canceled. So these LFA fights, they kind of made up for it, though. In my opinion, they definitely made up for it because they all came to fight, and there was some good, solid results. But yeah, man, I was just looking at this Savannah Marshall, man, and Hannah Rankin fight for the WBO middleweight title. Just outgunned and outclassed, and she's just a big, strong fighter, and that's a style that I want to see Clarissa Shields go back in there with, because they got history, you know, not Hannah Rankin, but Clarissa Shields and Savannah, they got history in there, man. So that's the next fight to make, and I see Clarissa want to I see her wanting to right that wrong because she mentioned that fight before. She said the one fight she wants to avenge is the Savannah Marshall fight that happened in the amateurs. So that's the fight to make because Clarissa's on one side saying she wants it, and now you got Savannah Marshall talking that good trash, man. She out here saying she better. Savannah Marshall, big girl, man. She's like five. She's like 5'11". 5'11", and she walks around pretty heavy. I think like 168, 175. So that's gonna be a good fight, man. Her and Clarissa Shields. She looks about like as tall as Megan Anderson. So I mean, like that would be a tough task for Clarissa Shields because she got power too. I mean, she's stopping girls in here, man. Like I said, she stopped Hannah Rankin, and Clarissa didn't stop Hannah Rankin. Clarissa Shields is 5'10", but Savannah looks a little bit taller. I mean, like a lot taller. Excuse me. Maybe you just need to see them come face to face, but I think that Clarissa, she's been the better fighter technically, but I think she's gonna need some power. She's gonna need some power to get some respect from Savannah Marshall. Yeah, Savannah Marshall is 9-0 right now with 7 knockouts. So yeah, they're pushing her. They're pushing her to that Clarissa Shields rivalry, man. 9-0 with 7 knockouts. And you know what people are gonna start saying already. You know what people are gonna knock Clarissa out. They're gonna talk about Clarissa ain't got no power because Clarissa's 10-0, 10-0 with 2 knockouts, which still tells you something about her boxing skill. She's a top notch boxer. Definitely one of the best boxers in the game. You know what I mean? So that's what's up, man. I mean, like you got to have some solid fundamentals, but I think going into a fight with Hannah Cyphers, man, not Hannah Cyphers. I mean Savannah Marshall, you got to have something to get respect. Christina Hammer's supposed to be fighting next month. Okay, I wonder who she's fighting. Have to look that up. But I think if it's Savannah Marshall and Christina Hammer fought, I know Savannah Marshall would get her out of there. She'd stop her. Oh, George, got an interview with Loveth Young. Got to set up with the StreamYard broadcast. Okay, cool. That's what's up. George, you gonna do it live or you just gonna record it first? Well, with StreamYard, I don't really use it too much. I'm assuming, yeah, you're gonna do it live. Sorry. Yeah, she definitely a fighter. I'd like to reach out to at some point too, and maybe just get her on because I think that she needs a solid backing. Loveth Young is coming out here to fight. She's definitely a strong fighter. Got to put her on the map because they put her on the like I said they put her on the preliminary fights, and she's not getting any shine that way because like I said the preliminary fights with the LFA they're not streaming because I pulled up the card last night to watch that fight. I wanted to see that fight and the Vanessa Demopoulos fight, but I was like trying to scrub back through the stream and find the fight. Then I was like, well, where is it? I was like, where is the fight at? So when I went back and looked, they said, oh yeah, it wasn't it wasn't put on the stream because I went on a website and it just said, oh, preliminary is not going to be streamed. So yeah, yeah, they need to change that. And yeah, I might yeah, like I said, I might chop it up with Loveth at some point because yeah, I want to see her get pushed towards a title shot too. Got to start putting some of these women out here, man. It'll be tomorrow. Just set up the schedule. What time tomorrow, George? What time are you gonna be interviewing her tomorrow? I want to be able to tune in. Oh, Callie Reese. Yeah, I follow Callie Reese on Instagram. Yeah, it's been a minute, right? It's been a minute since she fought. It's been a minute, man. Well, yeah, it's been last year. Of course, the COVID thing kind of slowed things down, but yeah, it's been about a year since I seen Callie Reese fight. WMMA scene now. What's going on? Lovett's fight was on LFA's Facebook. Yeah, George told me that earlier. Yeah. I mean, yeah, Invicta was doing that for a while with some of their fights. They were doing like some Invicta was doing like they were putting some of the undercard or preliminary fights on their live stream and then they would go straight into transition to the UFC Fight Pass. I mean, that's cool and all, but like I said, I think they just need to stream the whole preliminary card on 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 the UFC Fight Pass because I don't think they're popular enough where a lot of people are gonna run to Facebook or run to somebody's Instagram to check it out. They need to just put it all on UFC Fight Pass for now. I actually would like to reach out to Vanessa Demopoulos and talk to her. Because she seems cool. Solid fighter. And like I said, she just has that mentality I like. Just never giving up. I mean, definitely got to improve on her technical skill as far as the head movement and striking, and just her attitude. That's why I want to see her push forward too. I just want to see her do something because she just got that never give up attitude in there. And I hit her up on Instagram a few times, and she'll always kind of speak, things like that. So I'd like to try to set up an interview with Vanessa Demopoulos as well. But yeah, George, Yeah, I know you said yes tomorrow. Let me, yeah. If you, yeah, just drop a comment there. Let me know about what time. About what time is the interview tomorrow? Like evening or daytime? Because if in the evening I'll be up, because I mean I'm a night person. So yeah. But yeah, man, real quick, Tank Davis and Leo Santa Cruz. Are you? Wait a minute, George. You best way on our IG page. Most of them spend time on there. Are you doing the interview on IG? You mean or? But yeah, man, real quick, some boxing talk here, man. I'm looking forward to this Tank fight, Tank Davis and Leo Santa Cruz, man. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be watching that. I'm not really gonna be checking out the UFC card, unfortunately. I mean, Anderson Silva, definitely one of my favorite fighters, but I really don't think he should be fighting at this point. In my opinion, against Uriah Hall, that's it's not really like a fight that I'm looking forward to seeing. It's just not. I don't really see anything coming from it. Yeah, I just don't see nothing coming from that fight at this point. See, this Tank Davis and Leo Santa Cruz. This is Tank. This is Tank trying to become his own fighter, become his own superstar. And to me, to try to get out of the shadow of Floyd Mayweather. I mean, I know Floyd is helping him out. He's shadowing him. He's kind of mentoring him, but I want to see Tank the fighter now. I personally want to see Tank the fighter, what he can do. What's his dedication like right now. He's made weight for this one. And, I want to see how he can go in there and make a big statement against Leo Santa Cruz. I want to see him break this chain and move forward, beat Leo Santa Cruz. Oh, yeah, George, yeah, I know. You want to get with her. Yeah, that's where I was talking to her. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I've been talking to her, every time she has a fight, I kind of chop it up with her, but I was saying I want to set up an interview. I might set up an interview with her, see if she ever got time available. But yeah, Tank and Santa Cruz, that's a fight. Like I said, I'm looking forward to. I want to see him get past Santa Cruz and kind of move forward into the elite 135 pounders because I feel like this fight here is a fight he can win easy if he's dedicated. I think he can win by knockout. He can go in there and stop the volume puncher. Just land some of his nice counter shots and get him out of there. Because Tank is a name everybody's been mentioning with the Lomachenkos, Tiafimo, Ryan Garcia's, Devin Haney's, Shakur Stevenson. Those are the guys that we want to see him in there with now. He's already beat a veteran in Gamboa. You know, now we want to see this fight with Santa Cruz get out of the way because we want to see him fight like these elite lightweights now. So hopefully, once he gets past this, Floyd's going to start getting him matched up with these guys like Tiafimo and Lomachenko and so forth. Because, yeah, Tank Davis definitely has a mentality and he's a fighter with boxing skill. There's a difference between a boxer and a fighter. And I feel like he's a fighter with boxing skill. And that's something you need against these other dogs like Tiafimo and Devin Haney. And I think that's something he's gonna showcase tonight. I think that's something he's gonna showcase tonight. So I did a prediction on this earlier, but yeah, just to let y'all know, I'm picking Tank Davis tonight by either late round stoppage or if the endurance doesn't hold up, I could see him pulling out a unanimous decision. But if he's fresh and sharp in there, I could see him taking Leo Santa Cruz out in the later rounds because I think the Warriors' heart going to help Leo Santa Cruz pull through those rounds, and that high volume punch is going to help Leo Santa Cruz. WMMA scene now. Mayer versus Bronica tonight should be good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that fight too, man. I think Bronica lost her title on the scale because she couldn't make weight, so the title is vacant now. So Mayer, she can win it if she beats her. Yeah, so yeah, Bronica lost that title. So yeah, tell you man, these fighters they gotta stay on that weight thing, man. She was like almost 6 o'clock. I know it's Halloween, but I haven't had anybody come out for candy. What about y'all? I mean, is there a curfew this weekend? Is there a curfew this weekend? Cause I ain't seen nobody ask. I ain't seen nobody coming out for candy tonight yet. I'm gonna eat this bag of candy, at least a couple bags of candy myself. I didn't see any, no kids out. I mean, for good reason. I know why. It'd be nice not to have anybody come out because it I still really wouldn't have nobody who was walking the street yet and just trying to take handouts from people. Especially with the whole COVID thing still, that's still up in the air. So we'll see, man. Yeah, yeah, she 1.1 over. She yeah, she lost that title though. I know there's a curfew out my way. I think downtown. There's a curfew out here, so there's not gonna be a lot of people. Downtown. They don't need to be downtown right now, anyways. I ain't been out in months, so I mean, I just go straight to the store, come back home for the past 7 months, y'all. So all these other people still going out. That's why that stuff still spreading, man. That's why it's still out there, COVID. So but yeah, man. Like I was saying, it's kind of a WMMA bust this weekend, man. I mean, first off we don't get the fight, the Vita Arteaga versus Desiree Yanez fight. I wanted that fight. What else? Of course, Courtney Casey and Priscilla Cachoeira. That fight got canceled, so it's kind of a WMMA bust this weekend. I might actually go back and watch the Vanessa fight and Loveth Young fight. Well, the LFA 94 card. I might go back and watch that now. But yeah, I know in another stream I might come back and talk about Alima Lay McFarlane versus Juliana Velasquez. Who do y'all got in that fight? Who do y'all got in that fight? Alima Lay McFarlane versus Juliana Velasquez. Oh, George, I don't think many kids are going house to house. Some places are doing drive-bys, drive-by trick or treating. Yeah, Marcus, a kid knocks on my door. He's going to get a toothbrush. Start a kid that. Dang, Marcus, come on. He's stingy, man. Get some candy out. WMMA scene now. Deep Jewels all women's event was this morning. Oh yeah, I heard of that, man. Damn, I'm behind. Like I keep seeing these on schedules, but I'm not looking. I'm not getting a chance to sit down and look. I'm too busy sometimes. And SFT in Brazil is all women later tonight. Well, I'll check that out. I heard, yeah, okay. I heard of those. I just haven't got a chance to. I need to like write these things down or like put the reminders in my phone. Yeah, I'm gonna grab some water real quick. Yeah, let me know who y'all got. Juliana Velasquez or Lima Lay McFarland. Marcus, who you got? Marcus, WMMA scene now. Who do y'all got? Velasquez or Alima Lay McFarland? I'll be right back. All right. George said Juliana. Okay. Juliana looked really buff from that picture coach posted. Yeah. I was looking at some of her early photos. She wasn't that big before. You know, I guess she been packing it on. I don't know. I don't know. She just been packing the muscle on. She's definitely a strong fighter, man, and I think that's the type of style she has. That counter punching style and that strong left hand. That's something that I see Aaliyah Malay McFarland having trouble getting past. She's got to get on the inside if she wants some takedowns. But when that power lands, we're gonna see. We're gonna see, man. Because Alima, her footwork isn't her footwork isn't the best. I don't see her getting out of the way of these shots to get on the inside. I think that the stronger puncher is definitely Juliana. I think her takedown defense is going to be too much as well. Um, Alima, Alima, man, like I was just looking at some of her past fights, and some of her striking is very basic, the way she throws her punches, but I don't see like the trickiness there. Like I don't see like her setting up too many good counter shots. So if she doesn't have any way to get in on Juliana Velasquez, I see it being a short night. Excuse me, because that power in the left hand is gonna be too is gonna be too much. I know Velasquez kind of sticks the chin out whenever she comes forward, but I don't think Lalima Lay McFarland really has that fundamental to try to counter back. All right, Marcus, I got Juliana. WMMA scene now. Early pick Velasquez. Marcus, Juliana has boxer fundamentals. Yeah, yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yep. Between Juliana Velasquez and Denise Kielholtz, somebody's gonna take that belt. Somebody's taking that O. No knock to Alima Lay. I mean, Alima Lay, she's what 10-0 at Bellator. Uh, very very solid champion. I think she's defended her title what 3 times now. So she's a very she's solid. She's been beating the women she's supposed to beat. Kate Jackson, Alejandra Lara. Um, she beat Vita Arteaga too as well. Yeah. So yeah, she's been doing what she needed to do. But I'm just saying, like Denise Kielholtz and Velasquez, I think they're just those next level. There's just those next level fighters that present the troubles. That's gonna really that's gonna really help them pull to a win. Whoever gets to it first. I mean, it might be Juliana now. George Alima Lay might need to take it to the ground. Might. Ain't no might about it. She need to. But the question is, can she? The question is, can she? I don't know. I could see her running into a couple of those counter shots or a big knee from Juliana. Juliana Velasquez is strong, man. If she can get it to the ground and just nullify Juliana and make it a boring fight for 5 rounds, then yeah. But yeah, you got to remember it's gonna be a 5 round fight too. So Juliana's gonna be game all night. What can Alima Lay do to get that respect? Is it? Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I'm trying to figure out myself. I'm just thinking, I'm like, what can she do to really break through there? Because I'm looking at her footwork in some of these the last few fights, and I just don't see her being a big threat for Juliana. I mean, on fight night we'll know, but I just don't see like what she's gonna do to really offset her. Yeah, man, the Deep Jewels card. Actually, few of their a few of their fighters on some of these cards in the Deep Jewel series. I could see some of these ladies. I know yesterday, yeah. Well, no, not yet. Was it yesterday or the day before? We talked about the atomweight division. There's some of these ladies up in this Deep Jewel series that you can bring over to the atomweight division. What you said, Marcus? Not Marcus. George. Marcus. We hated people like you handing out that. Oh, you talking about he's handing out for Halloween? Yeah, Marcus, you gotta do better than that, man. Stop handing out toothbrushes, man. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, this deep jewels card. Wow, 5 a.m. I mean, I'm up at 5 a.m. So I should have been able to look at it. I just yeah, I was at work at that time. So yeah, yeah, Deep Jewels got a lot of women I think could go to that atomweight division. Atomweight champ won her fight tonight, but had a retirement ceremony afterward. Well, damn, how old is she? Let's pull this up real quick. Oh, Toma Misawa. Yeah, to come back in here and look at these and keep up with some of this stuff. Wow. Yeah, well, yeah, I see some of these fighters. I mean, some of these fighters just have long careers that we don't know about. 8 years. They don't even think about going to the UFC, or maybe they feel like they ain't good enough, or they haven't tried, or maybe the UFC just don't want to sign them because they feel like they can't market them. So there's all types of fighters out here. That they have on record that some of them are just like cool with finishing their career at another organization. I mean, if they want to make a career of it, I mean, because if the UFC don't pick you up and you still want to be a fighter, you got to find some other outlet. You got to find either Invicta, LFA, PFL. Bellator or like this Deep Jewels. So, all right, George. Yeah, I'll catch you later, man. Yeah, good luck on your interview too, man. Yeah, I'm about to wrap it up here myself. I just wanted to come on here for a little bit and just talk some post fight. Just a little bit of post fight talk from last night. I'm actually gonna go back and record some videos on these too. I'm gonna go back and watch this Vanessa fight again too, and before I catch this Tank fight tonight. So I'm gonna yeah, I'm gonna record a couple videos. But yeah, before I bounce, was there anything y'all wanted to say before we wrap this up? Any quick questions or any quick fight news that y'all heard about? So as for Loveth Young, I'm gonna say this before I wrap it up. Yeah, like Loveth Young, after that knockout, I want to see her fight either for the title or Sam Hughes, Sammy Hughes. I really don't care. I mean, whoever gets that title shot, whoever gets to fight for a title eliminator, is going to be an exciting fight. You can mix it up however you want between Lapita, Loveth, and Sam. I think it's going to be interesting. So mix that up somehow with them straw weights. Throw somebody else in there. Vanessa Deompoulos, if she's I don't know if she wants to take some time out to heal and work on some things. That's cool too. I want to see that mixed up somehow. Lapita, solid fighter. Shout out to Lapita Godinez again, new strawweight champion. And yeah, Savannah Marshall, like I said, she just stopped Hannah Rankin tonight in the seventh round. So that's going to lead to a potential showdown with Clarissa now. She's a WBO middleweight champion. I really want to see that fight now. I really want to see that fight because, like I said, Savannah, she's trying to build this thing up. I see on her side, and I think there's some animosity there. So, looking forward to that. But yeah, I want to see this Tank fight tonight. Tank and Leo Santa Cruz got Tank winning by stoppage in the later rounds. But yeah, man, if that's all y'all got with me tonight or this evening, I might get back on later, but I'll probably get back on tomorrow. But like I said, I'm gonna drop some videos here in a minute. But yeah, man, like always, shout out to my subscribers, new subscribers. Shout out to who we got in the chat. George, Marcus, WMMA scene now. Getting up out of here, guys. I'll talk to y'all later. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Peace.